Thank you very much. We are FSU Weather. Thanks for joining us. I'm Zach Covey.
And I'm Kate Nagel.
It's our final show.
Yep, it's the last one for the year, our school year, and the last one for all of us here on the show that you'll be seeing. It's our senior show.
Senior show. Everybody on the show today, to my knowledge, is a senior. I'm looking at the rundown right here.
They are.
Is a senior. They are.
They are.
It's going to be a fantastic show. We've got the ones you know, myself, Kate. The ones you haven't seen in forever, Christina and Rebecca. Braden's coming out of retirement just to retire in about, 29 and a half minutes from now. So it's going to be a good show.
Yep, it's so glad to finish off with all the people we've had classes with all these past 4 years.
Exactly. We also have a little bit of rainfall across the area, so let's not just get too sentimental yet.
Not yet.
I think Lauren's out at the wall right now. Lauren, welcome back. What's going on?
Thanks, Zach. Like you said, we did see a little bit of rain here in Tallahassee today. It was a bit heavy at times, particularly this afternoon. You definitely needed an umbrella as you walked outside. The good news is, as you can see, that rain is pushing out to the east, so it is moving out of our way over the next day or so. Now, we zoom out a bit, look at the southeast. Again, we see that cold front moving off to the east. That rain is going to get out of our way, so starting tomorrow, we will see a lot less rain showers, and we're going to start to see better conditions moving into the area. Tonight, we're looking at 63 degrees with mostly cloudy conditions. You could see an isolated thunderstorm out there tonight as well, maybe hear a rumble of thunder. But like I said earlier, we are going to see that rain move out of the way. And as our headlines, we are going to see a high pressure system move into place. So over the next few days, we are going to see sunny conditions and a very dry weekend. So I definitely recommend you get out there and enjoy that nice weather while it lasts. And again, we will see those rain showers moving out. So we're going to send it back to the desk to Zach and Kate now.
Thanks, Lauren. So it looks like a great weekend.
Yeah. Well, okay. You had a topic we want to talk about. Okay. What were our favorite desk stories of the year?
We've been on desk a lot over this past year. So my favorite desk story, I liked when I talked about the puffins.
The puffins. The penguins?
No,
or the puffins?
The puffins.
The puffins. Yeah, they aren't penguins. They're puffins.
They're puffins.
I think my favorite one, and Braden was alluding to this about, 10 minutes before show. A couple months ago, Braden and I were on desk again when he came out of retirement, and we talked about Bodie McBoatface being the #1 name. Actually, an update to that story, the UK coming out, I think a day or two ago, saying Bodie McBoatface, while continues to be the #1 winner for naming their new research ship, will not be named. So I guess that's the end of that story.
Bodie McBoatface is no more.
Is no more, sadly. Yeah. And neither is our desk, so that's about it.
So we're going to send this off to Shane for a local.
See you.
Thanks, guys. We had a really cloudy one out there today. A lot of stratus over Doak Campbell Stadium, those flat gray clouds bringing us a lot of steady rainfall this afternoon, which makes its appearance very well known here on our radar. We had some very heavy rain moving through around lunchtime, and since then we've had some steady light rain that's finally beginning to clear Leon County, leaving a soggy but drier Tallahassee in its wake. The rain has also sincerely cooled off our temperatures from upper 70s earlier this morning, dropping off into the 60s and remaining there all afternoon. So it's been a cool and gray, wet one across the area this afternoon. The relative humidity has really been spiking with all that precipitation falling. Even in places where it's no longer raining, such as in Quincy, they are still feeling the humidity and the frizz factor out there as the moisture from the system continues to linger in the area. Looking at the bigger picture, though, we can see that this is all part of a frontal boundary that's beginning to clear the Florida Panhandle. It's moving off towards the Jacksonville region, and there's no more rain to follow it for the Big Bend. We set our futurecast into motion, and we can see a few spotty showers linger throughout the rest of the evening, but those will be clearing out for good once the evening is out, leaving a very clear weekend ahead. We see no precipitation for the entire southeast region, which is making for some awesome sunny conditions to get out there and take some graduation photos or take your notes out on Landis Green if you need to study some more. As for tonight, we're going to get down to a low of 63 degrees while the clouds continue to linger and the rain gets on out of our region. And then tomorrow, we've got a sunny day in store for everyone and significantly warmer than today, rising up into the middle 80s. And we're going to see clear conditions abound with lots of sunshine to make up for the gloomy afternoon we had today. And then the 7 days ahead are much of the same. When I make a 7-day, I like to say 7 days and 7 suns, and that's finally what we have here in store for everyone. We've got highs in the middle 80s sticking around throughout finals week with lows in the lower 60s. With all that sunshine, it's looking like a fantastic end to the semester. Now here's Kate for a look around the southeast.
Thanks, Shane. Yep, we're going to take a little broader look of what we have going on right now. We have seen a lot of the rain here for us here in Tallahassee, but looking what we have right now, we have a lot of rain across the southeast, stretching from the Panhandle all the way into Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and that's associated with that front that's pushing through. But once that front pushes through, we're going to see a lot of those clear conditions, as we can see right past these showers. Right now, we're going to just take a quick look down into South Florida. We're going to see a couple pop-up showers just west and along Lake Okeechobee right now. They're not due to any of the front, but that is just some of that breeze that's coming through. With all that lightning that's coming with that storm, you can see there's a big chunk amount of lightning everywhere across the Florida and into Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama, all across, especially down the coast near Savannah of Georgia as well. Just really that storm system has a lot of lightning that is associated with that system. Those current temperatures right now, we are a little bit cooler than a lot of the area around 68 for us here in Tallahassee. That's because we've seen a lot of rain and cloud cover all day. But looking around elsewhere, 76 in Savannah, 79 in Miami, 79 in Key West is all, but we look down toward the west, 80 degrees in New Orleans. So it's really hot and dry out there, but that's going to be sure to come in for tomorrow. That water vapor, you can see a lot of this green. This is all that moisture that's associated with that front that's coming through with all that rain. But behind it, we're going to see a lot of those dry conditions that we're going to see for that weekend. We're going to put it out into play, what we're going to be seeing. Again, that rain is going to be pushing out tonight. And so we're going to have really clear conditions for tomorrow, the weekend, and the rest of the work week for this upcoming. So it's going to be really great weather. Unfortunately, we do have those exams, but it'll be great weather for that. For tonight, we're sticking around cooler temperatures, 63 for us here in Tallahassee, 58 in Montgomery. But tomorrow, we're warming up and getting sunny all again, 85 for us here in Tallahassee, 88 in Miami, 83 in Key West. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and send this off to desk with Casey and Shane.
Thanks so much, Kate. Let's now talk about a severe weather threat that's impending. It looks like early, maybe mid-next week, toward parts of the Midwest.
That's right. We're talking about Tulsa and Oklahoma City as well as Wichita, looking for some strong to severe weather moving through their region early next week.
Yeah, Tuesday especially, already under a 30% severe risk from SPC, which is substantial for this far out. Maybe even a severe weather outbreak, tornadoes, damaging winds, and large hail all appear to be threats. Now, of course, the forecast models will continue to be refined as we get closer to the event, though.
That's right. We don't want to send anyone into a panic, but we want everyone to keep their eyes to the sky and their ears open for any watches and warnings that may be issued by the National Weather Service.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure that if you have relatives out there, they have a way to get warnings either through a mobile app or a NOAA weather radio. But for right now, we'll go ahead and take it over to a national look at things with Rebecca.
Thanks, guys. So as you can see, this northeast over there having a lot of rain, and in our area as well, all that rain that moved through us earlier today has now moved on to the east. And as we take a look around the nation, all of those green little boxes, those are the flood warnings in Houston. As you know, they have been dumped with rain. A lot of my friends there, houses are flooded. Now as we move further west into Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona, you see those pink boxes. Those are the red flag warnings, which means there's a risk of fire. And then as you move further into Nevada and California, those are where you see your high wind advisory, and that is due to a high pressure system that has moved into the area, bringing in all those dry winds. Zooming in on California, you see just to the east of Sacramento, you see snow. Snow in April. I wish we had snow. It is too hot here. All that rain, too, coming into the snow in the mountains. And as we move to the northeast, all of that rain is just going to be moving into Canada and towards Greenland. And now, as we take a look at the future cast, we're going to put the rain into motion. All of that rain is just going to be moving out of our area and into the northwest. You're going to see they're not as lucky as us and are going to continue to see rain throughout the weekend. And looking into tonight around the nation, Seattle is going to be sitting at 49 degrees. 70 down in Phoenix. Looking at Dallas, you're going to be at 58. San Antonio, 60. And as we move closer into the area, Tallahassee is going to be at 63. Down in Miami, 71. Washington, D.C., 59. And up in the Northeast, Boston is at 56. Tomorrow, up in the Northwest, going to see some showers in Salt Lake, Denver, Billings. Those rains are going to cause those cooler temperatures. And as we move into the plains, you just see more and more sunshine. Our area, lucky for us, going to continue to see some sunshine. 85 degrees in Tallahassee, 79 in Atlanta, Memphis, 78. Down in San Antonio, you're going to be at 89. Albuquerque, 81. San Francisco, 68. Seattle, 62. All of that rain keeping that area nice and cool. All of that sun keeping Dallas and San Antonio in the red and hot and warm. So if you're going to be outside, you're definitely going to want some water. And in our area, you're going to want that as well. So now we're going to take more of a local look with Casey.
Thanks so much, Becca. And let's go ahead and get right into the situation here across our local area. 24 hours, or last 20 hours at least, these temperatures, well, we've been on a bit of a roller coaster ride. Not too big of an extreme. 78 degrees was what the temperature was about 11 this morning, but with all that rain-cooled air around, we've dropped into the 60s and stayed there throughout the afternoon hours. Now, temperatures regionally, we do see 68 here in Tallahassee, 66 St. Mark's. Over toward Liberty County, Wilma, 67 degrees there. Local radar imagery, we do see some of the sour activity that's been affecting us. It's still the story, especially in some of our easternmost counties. Perry still getting into some of the action, starting to move away out of our viewing circle here over the next little bit. But the Tallahassee area in general, just getting some light rain right now. So after this moves through, it'll really start to be nicer across our viewing circle. So now in terms of that broader look of things, we do see this moisture here moving towards some of the coastline down here near Cedar Key, for instance. They'll be seeing some shower activity over the next little bit and into interior northeast Florida. So areas like Stark over toward Jacksonville, something folks will definitely want to keep an eye on. Now, for the futurecast here over the next 24, 36 hours, seeing that precipitation here on this model in towards southwest Alabama. As I put this into motion, you see that for the most part, not too big of a deal. Moving away from us, making for a great Saturday. It should just be beautiful around here. Just maybe go out to the FSU Res even. It will be nice if you're not studying too hard for those finals, or go down to some of our local beaches, such as some of our coastal regions even down there in Wakulla County, or even if you're adventurous, go out toward Panama City. Now, later into Sunday, clouds will start to move back in just a little bit, but shouldn't be too big of a deal. Overall, a nice weather situation. So for tonight, we do see 63 degrees here in Tallahassee, mostly cloudy skies. A few showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm. Not really too concerned about that, though. Putting a chance at about 50%. Those winds south-southwest at about 5 miles an hour. And for tomorrow, that Saturday, getting ready for those finals or taking a break from them, 8 a.m., 63 degrees, some fog in the morning hours, 79 in the lunch hour, and 85 at 5 p.m. It'll be relatively nice across our region. Now, that extended outlook here next 7 days, you see 85 tomorrow, warming up just a bit, 88 for Sunday. Those temperatures are fluctuating just very mildly, really. 85 from Monday through Friday, about what it'll be. Right now, though, we'll take it back over to the desk where we have Rebecca and Christina standing by.
Thanks, Casey. You know, I haven't enjoyed the rain too much today, but I am looking forward to the sunshine for the next couple of days.
Me too. That's going to be so beautiful. You know, I like the rain sometimes where you can sit inside and do nothing, but it makes me really not want to study, and we've got finals.
Exactly. We have a lot to study for, but, you know, we do have that thing called graduation at the end of the week.
We do. So excited.
Yes, very excited.
I'm excited.
And I'm not sure how I feel about being called out as, you know, an old-timer on the first desk, but, you know, you come out and you're a little rusty, but you love it anyway.
Yes, we do love it. We really do.
It's definitely a fun experience, I guess. It's made my 4 years. But we're going to send it out to the wall with Braden.
Hey, y'all, and you know, we're talking about old timers. I came back from the old fishing hoe to do one more show. Let's talk about what's going on in the Sunshine State right now. We did see the rain today in Tallahassee, but trust me, we're not alone. You can see the rain really got into Central Florida as well, into Jacksonville in some areas, really starting to flare up along that sea breeze across the west coast as it makes its way to the east. As we get into summer, it's interesting. It's really going to start those thunderstorms flaring up, but that big area really off the Gulf Coast, luckily, we avoided most of the heavy rain, but it's going to be making its way into Central Florida and Tampa tonight. Zooming into North Florida, as you can see, the heavy rain has passed Tallahassee. Tallahassee, moving into counties to our east. Jacksonville, you've been getting pounded quite a bit today, really, since about 3 o'clock. But you see the last hour, the rain really has been getting up there. And we'll head into South Florida and see Miami not getting hit as hard, but there still are a couple storms out there. West Palm Beach expects storms in the next hour. Rain falling over Lake Okeechobee. Fort Myers, you stayed out of the fray for most of the day. So again, those sea breeze storms just firing up right in the middle, going to make their way to the east and out to sea as we end up for the rest of the day. But Florida, leading up to its name, lightning capital of the country, lightning capital of the world. Most of the lightning off the coast right now, but as we saw earlier, this is where all that rain is going to start making its way ashore. Some more lightning will be coming into land. Being a senior, we've seen a lot of stuff with lightning, as well as doing some lightning research with Dr. Fuelberg. But as you can see, lightning in Jacksonville quite a bit, moving up into Georgia and South Carolina. But those storms will continue to dissipate and make their way out of our area. Currently, upper 60s in Tallahassee, where we've been seeing the rain, 68 in Tallahassee and Jacksonville. Orlando was able to break into the 80s today, 85 down there, 81 in Fort Myers as well. Upper 70s along the coast, West Palm Beach, Miami, Key West, all the same story. Your cool spot, though, 75 in Pensacola, where that cold front has already moved through. Not a super strong cold front, but still one that has caused some problems for our temperatures. Onshore flow bringing up all of that moisture, pretty breezy too, 10 to 15 miles an hour, especially in South Florida. Starting to get a northerly flow in Tallahassee after that cold front moves through, but Pensacola also getting the moisture with that onshore flow and those breezy conditions, gusting up to 20 in some areas. But as we put it into motion, as you can see, a lot of rain in the central South Florida areas, going to move out pretty quickly, and into Saturday we're going to see that clearing, and by Saturday afternoon it's going to be beautiful. Again, you may see a couple showers flaring up down by West Palm Beach, down in southern Osceola County and Brevard County, but as we continue on, you're going to see that the rain will clear out by Sunday and into Monday. But for tonight, your low 60s for Tallahassee, lower 70s for Tampa, West Palm Beach and Miami, you're sitting at 71, 64 in Orlando, the warm spot, Key West, you're sitting at 74, and tomorrow, same old story, back into the mid-80s. So Christina, I know we have a little bit more to talk about nationally, so why don't you tell us about that?
Absolutely, Braden. We've got the cold front that was associated or is associated with the storms that have been brought to our area for most of the day. But out west, we do see these red flag warnings associated with the fire threat that's going on out there, just very dry, windy conditions. So if you are out in the west, make sure to pay attention to those warnings. We've got some flood warnings associated with the front that just moved through our area. But other than that, we're looking pretty clear. If you're traveling, we've got 0 delays across the board. So make sure to get to the airport on time, because if you're counting on a delay, you're not going to get it. Now, if we put the Futurecast into motion, we see all of the moisture on the East Coast pushing off into the Atlantic Ocean, and we see the majority of the United States coming into this drier air, not a lot of moisture, except when you look up to North Dakota, into Idaho. We're seeing snow, guys. It's April, and we are seeing snow, and so definitely something to talk about. Make sure that you are prepared for that. Tonight's lows are going to get down into the low to mid 60s for most of the area. We're already in the 60s right now because of the rain that has come through the area, and so because of all those clouds associated with the front, we're not going to see a cool down like we have for the last couple of days. I was walking out for work at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I had to grab a jacket because it was down to the 50s. But we're not going to see that tonight. Low for Tallahassee, 63, Panama City, 64, Montgomery, 58, Meridian, the cool spot on the map, at 53 degrees tonight. Now, looking at tomorrow, we are going to be reaching those mid to upper 80s, something that we haven't seen too much of this year, but make sure to grab those shorts, grab those notes, go out on the Landis, and just enjoy the beautiful sunny skies after the front has passed. Now, we're going to take it back to the desk, and with Lauren and Tom, I think we've got a climatology report for you.
Hey everybody, it's kind of reminiscent being back in front of this camera. It's been a long time. But speaking about all that rain we had, the month of April so far, we've had 6.5 inches of rain, and that's a little bit above normal. We normally see just below 6 inches of rain, so we're a little bit wetter of a month. Even though April is considered really the driest month in North Florida.
Yeah, so it's really just going to keep getting wetter from here. But speaking of being above average, we've also seen temperatures above average so far for the month of April. Typically in April, we see a mean temperature of around 60.4 degrees. But this month, we've seen a mean temperature of about 65.5 degrees, about 5 degrees above average.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we can cool it on the heat, because I really don't want to experience that summertime heat. You know, we're going to see a lot more water coming from the sky called rain. And we're going to send it back out to the wall with
Someone.
With me, Zach Covey, right there. 68 degrees, light rain. That's what it is currently out on campus and around Tallahassee, for that matter. That dew point still at 65 degrees, so we're resulting in that 90% humidity. That northwest wind, that means the front has moved through. We have cooled down, but not for long. You'll see that in the 7-day forecast. It's going to be pretty hot. All right, 68 in Tallahassee, but what about the rest of the tri-state? Yeah, that rain's beginning to move out. That's why Jacksonville's cooling off at 67 with those showers and thunderstorms. Savannah, 73. Augusta as well is in the 70s with some rain showers. 70 in Macon, 73 in Albany, 72 in Dothan, Panama City. Notice some breaks in sunshine. You have to head all the way out to Mississippi, Meridian, right out there for that sunshine. But 79, and that's what I was alluding to with the temperatures you'll see on the 7-day. It's going to be pretty warm behind this front, not that potent with some cold air. The front moved through early this morning as I was waking up around noon. Yeah, I sleep in. Some strong thunder showers moving through the area, and then as we get closer towards Gainesville and Jacksonville, but that's where the rainfall is now. A little closer look. Yeah, we've got some moving through Taylor County, a lot of that shower activity beginning to decrease in intensity. We'll begin to watch a lot of those showers begin to fade out, and then we're going to say Hakuna Matata to all that showers over the next couple of hours. All right, about half an inch of rain in Tallahassee, nearly 0.8 of an inch, just a little above in St. Mark's, about 0.6 of an inch out in Perry. Apalachicola, they're the big winner, 1.2 inches of rainfall all the way down there. Out towards Panama City, that's where they were beginning to see some heavier amounts, about 1.2 to 1.5. But notice, on that Futurecast we've been playing it, not that much. Yeah, you see this big glob. That's just any lingering moisture that kind of lingers behind the front tomorrow, but I expect it to be a much drier day and a much warmer day as we begin to go into the weekend. By Saturday, Sunday, unfortunately, finals next week, it's always sunny when you have to study. All right, tonight, 62 in Monticello, 64 in St. Mark's, 63 in Tallahassee. But tomorrow, what are we looking at? The 80s. Yeah, we're starting to burn up for you. 85 in Monticello, 85 in Tallahassee, and 84 in Quincy. But we aren't letting go of that heat anytime soon. We're looking at the 80s and some potentially 90s by Sunday. Guys at the desk, what do you think?
Well, that's a great forecast, I guess, for the rest of the week. We move into our finals. But, you know, this is it, right? This is the last desk segment of the year, and it is such a great way to go out like this.
Yeah, for sure. Especially like two of us, we haven't been in the studio a while. It's good to come back, and it's good to be able to do different things and to be able to come back and do the show again. It's been really nice.
Yeah, I don't think you can really understate. When I first got here, you know, most of us are very shy. We're not used to being on camera, and this was a really great environment to not only socialize with your department, but learn how to talk about what you're studying.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially to be able to put it in more basic terms, because we talk about these very scientific terms like QG, omega, height tendency, all these things, vorticity that people may not understand. But to be able to put it in a way that they do understand is great. But we're not the only ones that want to say goodbye. We have some more people at the wall that want to say goodbye right now.
Thanks so much, guys. Let's go ahead and now start sending things off here. Hard to believe, 4 years already done with at FSU. Been involved with this show a while. A lot of others as well. Shane, Zach, and Kate especially really doing a great job here with this show as well as the rest of the team, and even people coming in next year. Those team leaders for next year are going to do a great job as well. But what I'll do now is pass the mic over to Shane.
Thanks, Casey. This has really been an incredible ride these 4 years, especially those of us who've been with the show that long. I know that the studio has become like a home for us, and our classmates have become like a family, a big dysfunctional family.
Let's bring in the family. We're trying to get everybody in. There we go.
Yes, but we want to hear what everyone else has to say as well. I'll hand it off to Kate now.
Okay, thanks, Shane. So, okay, make sure this is here. Okay, well, it's been really great to be able to do this with everyone, and besides just being on the show, having classes with everyone for at least 3+ years, because I mean, it'll be sad to like leave, but I know everyone's going to go great places. So, anyone?
I haven't been on the show too much in the last year and a half, but I think one of the most memorable moments that I've had on this show is actually my first show when we were down to about 3 or 4 people because everyone was gone in Atlanta for the AMS conference, and I was just kind of thrown on, and it was definitely an experience, and I have learned so much from this weather show and have just gained so many friends from it, so I'm forever grateful.
Yeah, I was going to say that friendship's probably the best thing that came out of this. You know, broadcasting is not necessarily where I want to go, but I definitely had fun with everyone here who are, like you said, in classes with us, and it's been a great 4 years.
It's been a challenging 4 years, but I'm really, really glad to see that all of us have been able to come together this past year and survive atmospheric dynamics and synoptics together. So really proud of all of us. 7 more days, that's it. 2 more finals and we're done. So I'm proud of all of us.
I actually have only made my debut on the show 1 time, but I enjoyed every minute of it. I loved working with all of these seniors next to me, and it's been a great year.
I've got my own mic, but thank you, Chelsea. No, it's been really good. I want to say thank you to, who was it? Casey and Kate and Shane. You were a team leader. Braden, you were a team leader. Jake, you were not a team leader. I can't recall. But you guys really did really well, especially the team leaders this year. I think you guys did a really good job with all the new implementing of the technologies and where the show's going, so I love it.
Yes.
All right, so right now we have a little bit of time left. We're going to do our final send-off. It looks like the thing is like mirrored, so we're going to start on that side and work our way on this side, and then our favorite, Shane Pendleton, will leave us with some final words.
Okay. I'm meteorologist Zach Covey.
Meteorologist Chelsea Kryston.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Stuart.
I'm meteorologist Rebecca Bennett.
I'm meteorologist Christina Sherwin.
Meteorologist Kate Nagel.
I'm meteorologist Tom Mazzetti.
I'm meteorologist Braden Robinson.
Meteorologist Jake Taylor.
And I'm meteorologist Shane Pendleton. To everyone who's supported us these 4 years, we want to extend the biggest thank you possible, and in particular to one man who's been with us throughout all of it, and that's our staff advisor, Dr. John Alquist, without whom the weathercasting program here at FSU would not be possible. He has supported us from the beginning. Almost all of us did not want to get up on this green screen the first time we were invited, and his class has been an incredible learning experience throughout all aspects of meteorology, from intro to atmospheric dynamics to broadcasting. We've learned so much from him, and we can't thank him enough. Another person, or many people that we want to thank, are the unsung heroes, all our friends and families who have supported us along the way. That is to say, our longtime viewers who have been with us from the very beginning and who have never stopped supporting us and getting excited when we come on the show and asking us how the weather is.
I still don't know.
Yes, it was time for the weather when you're studying for your finals, but we're almost out of time, and we wanted to extend our greatest thanks to everyone, and as always, go Noles. Have a great evening from FSU Weather.
We're done.